Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Hello, everyone. It's Wise Women's Wednesday. And you know what a wise woman once told me? Clean up your desk. I just was trying to get it all straightened out. Anyway, I would love to welcome you in to Wise Women's Wednesday. And there's our mother hen in resident. Our lovely Nancy is in here. Cheers, Nancy. Here's to you. I'm so glad you're here. And Tanya's here. She's listening live and driving. Well, good. That's fabulous. You can do that. We can do it at any time. We can do anything. Isn't that true? So yeah, if you're wondering, hot melt mix, this is what we break our fast with. A lot of us do anyway. Exogenous ketones. It keeps us in ketosis. And also there's a little MCT oil in there, which helps to transport it quickly. And there's more. Also lots of electrolytes. And you know what electrolytes do? They make you feel good. I like to feel good. I don't know about you. I'm sure it's kind of driving me crazy. There we go. Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, that's what we have for that's what we have in our water bottles. What do you have in yours? Hello there, Diane. I'm so glad you're here. Beauty support is our supplement of the week. Grab it now. I see people buying 6 at a time to get 2 free. Smart. You know, this is how you can stock up. This is how you can get it going. Hey, Margot, I'm glad you're here. It's you can find all of our supplements of the week, and you're going to find out why this is a bestseller of ours at savingdinner.com/show. And by the way, understand this. This is a proprietary exclusive formula. This is ours. Nobody else has this. So there it is. Keep that in mind. Go get it. savingdinner.com/show. Stock up and save big time. Diane, I noticed that you're posting as you. I like that. I like you posting as you. You know, on next Tuesday night, you know what happens? We're doing the 8 weeks to creating confidence course. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. This is the missing link for a lot of women. You know, we grow up dismissing ourselves, don't we? We grow up in a way where we think that we're just not enough, right? That's simply not true. Confidence is something that you are not born with. It's something that is created by you, the owner of this human container. You get to do that. Hi, Catherine. So anyway, check it out. savingdinner.com/confidence. It's time to get registered. Next Tuesday, we start. And I will tell you, for those of you who have been in my other courses and have my other small things, have been in small groups, you know how extraordinary it is. We just closed out Inner Circle last night. And I don't know about you. I was, I still have Kleenex on my desk from bawling my eyes out. It was so amazing because the women in it are so amazing. So if it's something that you feel a little stirring in your heart, maybe this is something that I need. Let me just tell you, confidence is something that you need, but it's also this community that you need too. Go check it out, would you? Just check it out. savingdinner.com/confidence. That's where we have all of it. And also, hi, Vicki. I'm glad you're here. And there's my Flynn. Look, a phone. And you know what phones do? Phones get you special deals if you use our text application. Well, it's not an application. Your text messaging will do. All you have to do is go to your text message application, pull it up, type in this phone number, 855-960-3720. On the message part, type the word join, all in caps, join. We will send a message to you back. Then you confirm yes, all in caps. Vanessa. So good. You want to see the workbook? It looks just like this. Well, this is a fake workbook, but this is what it looks like. This is the front of it. Isn't it pretty? It's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. The colors, everything about it. Of course, our Amber did it, and she designed the heck out of it. She just has such an eye for all of it. So you just wait. It's going to be an amazing community, and I'm just, yeah. It's true. Our sprint community, darling. Spring into sprint. Why not? Anyway, so we have that. The other thing that I want to make sure that you know is that you get your questions in. Q&A is on Friday every single week, but we cut off when we take in questions because I want to make sure that I preview the question. I'll do a little research if necessary for it, but because I want to support you as best that I can. Go to send an email. It's very simple. Send an email to support@savingdinner.com. Really important, put in the subject line, question for Leanne on Friday. That way I can answer it for you. Okay? That's super helpful. Lastly, I want to make sure that you understand that full bloom is around the corner. We're talking July 29th. We start. July 29th is when we float and boat. And there's going to be wine. There's going to be big charcuterie boards. You get to meet Jenny. You get to meet me. And Caroline, my daughter, will be there, and she will be filming the whole thing. You can do it in person, which that's what that's what I want you there for. Or you can do it virtually as well, because we will have that. We're going to be virtually streaming it. Can you believe that? First time we've ever done it. It's time to go get your ticket, though. savingdinner.com/bloom. Yeah, Jenny and I are going to be the hug monsters. We're just going to be loving everybody up. We're going to be completely out of control. So I'm super excited for that. And super excited to have you there in our presence. It's going to be, this is the culmination of a dream. I have been thinking about this and seeing this in my mind's eye on my vision board since 2018. And here we are, finally, 2022, we're making it happen. I want you to be a part of that. It's going to be a historic moment. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Yes, there's our quote. At any given moment, you have the power to say, this is not how my story is going to end. Think about that. You going through a rough patch right now? That's not how your story is going to end. You know, rough is a part of the human equation for all of us, but it doesn't mean that that's what defines you. Amen. Pinkies up on that one. Amen. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get down to business here. We got a lot to talk about. We've been talking about letting go all week, and letting go is part of the whole thing, the part of the equation of what we need to do in order to move the needles in our lives, in order to get to the place that we want to get. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, Angie. And by the way, the other thing that I want to make sure that you know about is our TikTok channel, because we're kind of blowing it up there. Go love some of our videos, by the way. If you've got TikTok on your phone, just go to @SavingDinner. You'll find us. We're doing a bunch of stuff there, and we're having so much fun. And I just want you to be a part of it. That's all. Because it's all completely different. It's not anything you're going to see. We're going live on Monday, by the way, on TikTok. That's what we're doing. Let's see what happens. Hey, Joanne. It is Wise Women's Wednesday. And you know what wise women understand? Wise women understand that the process of letting go sometimes involves a little breath work. Yeah, we'll talk about this because I can't think of a more effectual, cheap, inexpensive, how about no cost thing that you can do in order to calm yourself down. Listen, no woman wants to be told to calm down, right? Am I right? I mean, if anybody tells me to calm down, I was like, I will tell you what. No, no. That escalates it. But you can calm yourself down. Yes, you can. And this is something that we need to all understand, that sometimes we go running out of control and go running into scary places and start feeling pretty darn bad because we're completely out of control. And you know what happens? We have this whole chemical workup in our bodies. And feeling out of control like this just absolutely makes everything run amok. We can bring it back down and go back to the core. And I'm going to show you how to do that with breath work. So if you are a person who takes notes, I love that, by the way, go ahead and start taking notes for this because this is really important information. You can also get our newsletter at savingdinner.com. There'll be an annoying little pop-up that comes up and just fill in the stuff there. And you'll get start getting our newsletters. But the newsletter is full of the notes. So today's show will be in tomorrow's notes. We do that for you because we want to make sure that you get this information. And I think that the breath is the ultimate expression of physically manifesting what letting go is. That's what I think. So we breathe in and we breathe out, don't we? It's in and it's out. And it's as regular as our heartbeat. That's what the breath is. Hey, Christina, I love it that you're here. But did you know that breath work is an actual thing? It is a thing. It's a practice, just like meditation. And by using your breath, you can, to your advantage, you can connect or reconnect to yourself. How often? And honestly, just pinkies up if you know what I'm talking about. How often have you just felt really kind of discombobulated and a little bit disconnected from yourself and just not at ease with yourself? I believe part of that is because our body chemistry is all over the place. We haven't been thinking about our thinking, and we've just been pushed around by the winds. Well, our breath can center us and bring us back to this place of equilibrium and this place of centeredness and balance. That's a beautiful thing. We need to take advantage of that. And listen to me for a minute here. This is important. Studies show that conscious breath work will help to, get this, reduce stress, create feelings of openness, love, peace, gratitude, clarity, calm, connection, and communication. It's a lot of stuff. This came right out of the study, by the way. I just cribbed it, just wrote it out, just exactly from the study. And psychiatrists use this all the time. And so do other medical doctors. In the ER, you've got somebody who said, we need to stop. Okay, take a breath, let's breathe in, because we know, especially if you've ever had an anxiety attack, I have, that they'll have you breathing into a paper bag. And that's to get back that control. Yes, your breath is that important. As a matter of fact, breath work can stop anxiety attacks. You've done that before. It can reduce a migraine. It can alter the pH of your blood, and it can actually lower your blood pressure. Because remember something, when we feel stress, the chemical reactions in our bodies change. Our breath changes. Have you noticed that? It gets shallower. And extreme shallow breath, that's an anxiety attack where you feel like you just can't breathe. Let me know. Let me just tell you about it. I've had them before, and it's just frightening and scary. So we need to get involved with breath work, and we need to do it a little bit more than just like, breathing into a paper bag so we don't have an anxiety attack, but we need to connect with our breath and understand how deeply important it is for our health and for our well-being. And according to the research, breath is intimately linked to mental function. Did you know that? I think this is fascinating. They have biofeedback, progressive relaxation, and autogenic training that are bona fide therapeutic means of breath work. I mean, you can go to practitioners who are going to help you to learn this stuff. And the vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body. I bet you've heard about it before, right? It's connected right from your thumb all the way up into your brain. It's pretty fantastic. And it's a major component of the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, the sympathetic nervous system is the system that is responsible for fight or flight. You know that one, right? Where we just lift a car off a toddler. But it's the parasympathetic nervous system that brings you back to normal after fight or flight. So it's kind of a yin and yang kind of a deal, but both of those are, obviously working in conjunction with each other. And the parasympathetic nervous system is your recovery, essentially. So that means that our breath actually can modulate how we handle our life in general. Isn't that fascinating? Nancy says, it is fascinating. I agree with you. I think it's really amazing. But to me, this letting go, this is an intelligent decision to let go and to use our breath to our advantage. And it is part of, like Joanne says, it's part of one of our tools in the toolbox that we can use to our advantage to leverage the way that our body works to get through different parts and the difficult parts of our lives as well. So breath work heightens executive function. Get this, I've got 8 things that it does. Number 1, flexible thinking. how important is flexible thinking? When you're rigid, blessed are the flexible, for they won't be broken. It's true. When you are rigid and you can't move, you live in a very lonely world, and people like that. They're just like, nope, it has to be my way or the highway. And they're miserable. What a sad way to live your life. Number two, it also helps your executive function with your working memory, self-monitoring, planning, and prioritization. Who knew, right? Task initiation, organization, impulse control, and emotional control. You ever been around emotionally uncontrolled people who just, they blow up for any reason? Oh, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. They have no control over themselves, and you feel like you're walking on eggshells around those people all the time. No fun. There's a lot of people out there like that, and they don't have any of this control because they can't modulate themselves. Breath work helps us to get to that place. And I would also add not only emotional control, but emotional intelligence. You can't have emotional intelligence if you don't have emotional control. So breath work also helps us to disconnect as well as connect. So going right to the body and breathe connection and getting out of your head. Because when we are in our heads, we're not doing ourselves any good. We need to connect with the whole of who we are. Heart, mind, body, and soul. Ever hear that one before? And so while breath work may be involved in meditation, you don't have to meditate to do breath work. So when we start our meditation, when I start my meditations meditations always start with some deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and making a very low shush sound on the way out. You're not necessarily all the way, but it helps that's modulating, and it's bringing us into back to center and turning the lens inward, so we can just kind of concentrate on what's going on the inside. When we pay attention to what's going on the inside, it makes us much more capable and more patient, kinder. Name that tune, to be able to handle what's going on outside of us. So one of the things that I do, I'm going to share with some of the breathing things that I do in my meditations too. Sometimes especially if I've been having like this whole mind game thing going on in my head, I will say to myself, I'm breathing in beauty and I'm breathing out ugliness, breathing in abundance and breathing out scarcity. And you know what those things are that I'm usually thinking about? All fear-based stuff. Whoa, will it be enough? Or, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening. And focusing on the wrong stuff. Ever do that? Anyone beside me? We can breathe in vibrancy and breathe out apathy. How about that? That just realigns everything that we're trying to do and brings us back into the place of where we are here on purpose and for purpose. We can't be doing that when we're all wonky-doodle in our heads, But the point of using the breath is to connect, to let go, and to create new body chemistry, because we're always creating body chemistry, whether we know it or not. And that body chemistry is going to work to our advantage or work against us. So I say, if we understand it and we know it, we can change it. And that's what this is about. And like meditation, it's a practice and can be used anywhere. Like if you were sitting on a train and going somewhere, you could do it. If you're at work, you can go into the bathroom and take 5 minutes to yourself and do a little breath work and get back to center. It makes such a difference in the world. And when we bring awareness to our breath, we can bring calm to any situation. Have you noticed that? You who used your breath, have you noticed how it's just that simple? Because it is. That's how that whole thing works. Navy SEALs practice box breathing. That's one of the things that they do. And we've discussed that previously, but it's just basically holding your breath for 4 counts, letting it go for 4 counts. Holding your breath for 4 counts, letting it go for 4 counts. And they teach SEALs how to do this so that they can calm themselves down in a highly stressful situation. And they're not making a lot of noise either, because SEALs, they don't want to be making noise. They're usually in highly stressful situations. So I have for you 3 ideas to bring breath work into maybe your meditative practice, into your practice of just being. Maybe this is something you need to put in there. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I've got a lot of stress going on. This would be super helpful. So here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to tap into this is how you're going to tap into your higher self. We have to understand that we are just big fleshly containers of all these chemical reactions that are going on in our body. We have all these hormones that are basically messengers going from our brain to our body, and everything is affected, either positively or negatively. And let me just be very clear about this. Our body's pretty black and white about stuff. It's not like, oh, here, I'm just going to give you this random neutral hormone that's just going to go and give you a message of nothingness. It doesn't work that way. The message is either very like, let's do this to be supportive, or let's do this to bring this girl down. That's how it works. So we need to understand that we are fleshly containers of all these body chemistry. We have all these messengers, and we also have energetic centers all over our body. They call them meridians. Sometimes you hear about tapping. And have you heard about tapping before, and how tapping just kind of moves the energy around? Sounds super woo-woo, but it's chemistry, it's body biology. This is the truth. This is your physiology. We all have the energy. Energy can be measured in your body. It can be measured on this bottle of beauty support. It can be measured on a pen. They have instruments that measure our energy. So when we have energy maybe just all gobbed up in one place, there are ways that we can disperse it out. And this breathing technique that I'm talking about, even the box breathing that I just mentioned before, can help. And healing can happen without even having to think about it, because the breath is at work when we're doing that. And your body starts to calm itself down. Remember, we don't want anybody coming around and saying, hey, calm down. Not at all. We want to be able to calm ourselves down. And we have the ability to do that with just some simple breathing techniques. Isn't that amazing? I think it is. The other thing is, using breath work it does feel amazing, by the way. And it feels powerful because it puts you back into the place of control. If you've ever had an anxiety attack, you know how out of control you feel. You feel like you can't get your breath, besides the fact that you can't get your breath, and you feel like you've lost autonomy over your body. That's how scary that is, because you're thinking, why can't I just breathe? Because I can't. And it doesn't feel good. So I know that, it puts you back into the sense of control, and it also puts you back into the process of letting go, whatever it is that you need to let go. Because oftentimes that is what is happening when you're having some maybe control issues, or you're having a lot of stressful stuff going on. There's certain things that you're going to have to let go of, happens. And number 3, it gives opportunity to release a whole lot of stuff, anger, trauma, emotional blocks, anxiety, depression, anything. Breath work will help with that. The ultimate expression of letting go. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, I love him. He's wrote a book called the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. You Are the Placebo is another one. I've read them both, and they're just excellent books. If I could just give him a shout out, if you ever want to, heavy duty, really heavy books. But it's all about physiology and how this all connects to you. And yeah, there's a spiritual realm to it, because that's who we are. That's how we were purposefully made by God himself, fearfully and wonderfully, by the way. That's how it works. This is what Joe Dispenza said. Simply observing the breath can damp down stress and open a door to more healthy and mindful lifestyle. How about that? Just by simply observing the breath. How about that? Wise women know that life is always working on their behalf. Can I get a pinky up for that? Isn't it true? Life is always working on your behalf. But that doesn't take away the responsibility that we have toward ourselves of self-soothing and calming ourselves down. Our self-soothing habits, you know what those are. Mine was food addiction in a big, big way, and I went through, holy hell, getting through it. Finally let go of all of that. But now I've got my breath. Now I've got a meditative practice. Now I have other ways to soothe myself other than food. Some people do it with booze and drugs and all the rest of it. We have ways of soothing ourselves and calming ourselves down. And when we're in the process of letting go and becoming the vibrant life that we're called to become, then we go to our toolbox. We don't go to all the stuff, the carousel of crazy. We don't go to all the stupid garbage that we used to do. We go to the new things, the fresh things, the things that are scientifically proven to work and that are going to give us the vibrancy that we're looking for. You're not going to get that in a bag of cookies or, in a glass of wine, but you will get it with your breath. How about that? We all need to self-soothe sometimes. And this is how we do it without the damage. Amen? You going to work on that with me? I sure hope so. I do appreciate the fact that you show up for this show day after day. Feel free to share it. Feel free to be a part of our community if you're not already. We have the Hot Melt Sprint group on our Facebook group, in Facebook if you haven't joined already. And that's a free program that we do a challenge once a month for. And by the way, first things first, we have an announcement page now for you. If you're saying, you flew through them so fast, Leanne, I don't have it. Okay. Go to savingdinner.com/announcements. You'll see all the deals. You'll see all the ways that you can connect with us. And we're happy to have you in our community. Delighted, as a matter of fact. Peace be with you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.